What's up, man? Welcome to Diamond Roller TV, man.
What's happening, man? What the business is? I'm blessed, man. What it do?
Man, shout out to Pharaoh. I want to say that, man. Got us in the studio with him today.
Yeah, 7 Stars ENT. Shout out to my dog.
Bro, long time no see.
Yeah.
Bro, you've been putting in a lot of work. You never stop.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when you was with Big Faces Entertainment.
Yeah, shout out to Candace, man.
Man, shout out to Candace, for real.
That's my dog.
Let's start there, man. Okay, because that's like the beginning, right?
That's the beginning.
All right, so how did you become part of Big Faces Entertainment?
Well, I was in a group at first, so it was called the Wrecking Crew.
Okay.
It was me, my cousin Dewey, my partner Jamal, and my dog Scooter. Shout out to him. His name G Dot. Now go get his project. And my dog Lil Josh. Rest in peace to him. And we started off as a group, and then we narrowed it down to 3 people, and then they wasn't serious. And I just told them, man, I feel like this is something that I want to take serious, and I left the group and went solo. Okay. And when we was a group, Candace wanted to sign us, but they was more, we didn't understand the business. So they was like, man, she gonna try to finesse us and make money off us and stuff like that. But I had got an itch for making music. Mm-hmm. And then one day I just sat down and I thought about it. I'm like, well, that is the point. Like, if she gonna make money off of it, who's gonna put money behind you not to make no money?
Right.
So I told my cousin, I said, all you wanna do is buy polos every week. And I told my dog, I say, man, all you want to do is just kind of lay up with your girl every week. And I gave him the real. Mm-hmm. And I say, but I pointed that out because nobody wanted to put up no money for studio time.
Okay.
And they agreed with me. They was like, man, you right, Boxx. And they was better rappers than me at that time. They could rap way better than me. But I was just like, I'm finna do it. Okay. And I went solo and I left the group, and they respected my decision, and when I went solo, man, like solid friends would do, they supported me.
Okay. So, like, how did Big Faces come into the play?
Candace just stayed consistent. She found out I was solo, and I still was turning her down. I was just like, man, no, I'm going to think about it. So I started riding my bike to Dollar General, and I would use the money from my job to pay for studio time. And I was going to Gus Bottom Line Studios at the time, and I would just pay for 2 or 3 songs a week until I came up with a full mixtape, which eventually led to my first project, Bring the Pain Volume 1. And Candace just kept following up, and she caught me at the right time. I had finished the project, and she say, man, look, all right, you done did your mixtape. How about this? If you sign with me, I pay for the promotion and the marketing. And we just split everything down the middle.
Okay.
So, hindsight now, I didn't know. I really wasn't signing to the label. It really was a partnership.
Exactly.
Deal.
So look, I'm gonna start right there. So when you used to be talking about Candace and like the moves that y'all making, like when you talked about it, you never sounded like an artist.
Really?
Yeah. Like I knew you was an artist, but you sounded like her business partner.
You the first person to ever tell me that.
Like you like. We know each other. So
right.
Back in them days, like you were running with me, and I'm like just listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you would be like, man, we doing this. We got this coming up. We probably gonna have a meeting with this person. We gonna do this.
Yep,
day.
you're right.
And you had it all laid out. And you know what I'm saying? You always had this business minded mentality.
Wow.
Before you start wearing the suits and
you know
what I'm saying? Like you always been this businessman.
Right. Oh wow, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So I'm sorry, I just want to ask you, how do you separate that business person box from that artist box? Because you give 100% in both. How you able to do that? And I want to keep it when you were with Big Faces.
With Big Faces. Well, to piggyback on Big Faces, in the early part, I learned that from Candace. I was always business-minded, but nowhere near as what I am now. But Candace would have everything laid out. She had an easel board. The people she was going to call and follow up with, the DJs we was going to talk to. She was a real CEO. And the thing was, we met each other at a pivotal time in our life. So I was just an artist at Bel Air High School that was coming out of graduating, wanting to rap. And she had just graduated from Tara with a love to open a record label.
Wow.
So, you know, we both.
I didn't realize how young we were at the time.
Yes,
Candace
yes.
was out of high school.
Out of high school. She might have been 1 year removed from high school, and I still was in high school because I think she might be 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
But we both was just two people with a dream that didn't know what we was doing.
Right.
But her perception of me was already professional. I met her. She had a Monte Carlo and a Charger, and you know, had her own crib. I didn't know nobody that was around my age that was already that self-sufficient. So the perception made me buy into whatever plan she had. So I learned now that the CEO I am, I learned a lot of my foundational things from just seeing her be structured. But to answer your question, how I just compartmentalize, and I make it sound easy, but I struggled with that for a long time, of the business box and the artist box. You know, so there's a time and place for both of those people to exist. And I think people just need to know that, you know, I live in two worlds, but I'm the same person. So it's like a hat. You know,
true.
You can wear your hat to the front or you can wear it to the back. So I like to say, when I'm the artist, I'm wearing it to the back, I'm more hip, you know. When I'm wearing it to the front, I mean business.
Right.
And that's the analogy that I like to think of myself in my mind, because some people, I think they think for you to be in different worlds, you have to be 5-6 different people. You know what I'm saying? Right. You might have to adapt in each environment, but you can stay true to who you are.
Right. Now, I'm glad you said that. Now, back in the day, man, the artist box, you go on stage, you cut up, you got your hype man, you know what I'm saying, you got Candace in the back, all CEO'd up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all was everywhere.
Facts.
Every club, every open mic, every venue, anything that was popping, y'all messing with the DJs and everything. Yeah. Probably the first people there.
Yeah, no, real
You know
talk.
what I'm saying? So that's just one part of it. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I know Candace used to go talk to the people and all that.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you probably played a part into going and talk to different DJs and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm getting at is you say you like to compartmentalize.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of artists have the issue of trying to be an artist, come up with that hot song, trying to do this and trying to do that. But when it comes to trying to do the business part of it, that's when the frustration comes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I know when you had Candace, it was probably a little more easier.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say you transitioned from Big Faces to your own label.
Hungry Boy Records.
Okay. I remember, I think it was Hustle Valley before that? Or what is Hustle Valley?
Hustle Valley is my brand that I created for the hustler. So the definition is a reinvented hustler. The evolution of a go-getter without compromising one's morals, character, and integrity. So basically what we talked about earlier, you could be in these different rooms but stay true to yourself. So Hustle Valley is just basically a lifestyle, but more of a clothing brand.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, all right.
But Hustle Valley, you right. Hustle Valley, I pushed that for years before I created my record
Exactly.
label.
All right. All right.
Yep.
I thought that was the label at first.
Yeah, nah.
You had it on shirts and everything.
It's just a lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
All right. So, boom. You had Candace, Big Face Entertainment. She kind of took that load off.
Yeah, she did.
Now you are the CEO and artist.
Yes.
You're basically Master P right now.
Yeah, I love that. He's one of my virtual mentors. Shout out to Master P, man.
So how do you compartmentalize now? Because all the weight is on you now.
Yeah. I would say you work off of a schedule. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you do, you have to be in the moment. Okay. You know, I have a 13-year-old son, and he's an athlete. So literally, my whole day is filled with music, spending time with him, practice with him, football or basketball games, personal time for myself and family, and then I might have to do music. And there's a difference between doing music and talking about it. Right. So I might be in the studio cutting a record on a conference call with the team. You know, so basically how I compartmentalize, I make sure I'm in the moment in all of those areas. So if I'm at my son's basketball game, even though it's hard, because you know people like us, we like we just naturally always thinking about the next thing. Yeah, next but move. You know, as your kids get older in situations like that, they looking for you to be present. They notice when you're on your phone when you're supposed to be spending time with them. So when I'm with him, I'm in the moment. When I'm in the studio, I'm not thinking about my next client business wise. And when I'm on a conference call with my team, I'm not thinking about, what I need to be doing with my son. So when whatever I'm doing, I'm in the moment in that area until that's over with, and then I move on to the next thing.
Okay.
And it's not easy. So I'm making it sound easy.
It doesn't sound easy.
It's not easy. I've had mentors help me with this. You know, it's been something I've been fighting for a long time, but God bless me with these different abilities and these skill sets.
Bro. You full of gems, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, so you said a couple of things that may help other people.
Right.
All right, so one, you said you got a mentor.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to take that weight on themselves. They like, man, I'm gonna figure it out. I can do it. They don't want no help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What a mentor did for you?
Man, now ain't nobody ever asked me that question, man. Man, changed my life, bro. You know that'll get me emotional. But man, you know, my first big mentor, his name Charles Harris. He brought me into the life insurance industry, and he just taught me about life, taught me how to tie a tie. He became like a big brother to me, and he still is. Through him, I got introduced to College Temple III. You know what I'm saying? He's like a big brother to me also. Business owner, prominent guy up in Baton Rouge. And these two people, they shaped the way that I think and how I moved the past 8 years. So Charles always taught me how to sow seeds into people, and that I can reinvent myself and still stay true to me. And college just always teach me to think bigger. However much I'm thinking now, you can always think bigger and always set goals, write your goals down, and affirmations are important. So just with those two people mentoring me alone helped me not only in business but in my life. You know, but I never knew I needed a mentor until I got a mentor. You know, so that was crazy.
Bro, what would you say the most valuable thing that you learned? Like if you had to pick one.
Always, when it comes to dealing with people, specifically your people or team, and sowing seeds, you always give them the dollar and you take the dime. You know, and what that means is, don't try to get over. If you have to walk away with you having less and them having more, you've sowed the seed. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back round tenfold. You know, so I always let your people give your people the dollar and you take the dime. You know, okay. That's one of the biggest things that I learned from Charles, and I would say from college. You know, punctuality. You know, he told me to always be on time.
Right.
He say, you know, he gonna laugh when he see this, but you know, I'm gonna give the PG-13 of this conversation. But he just basically told me, he said, if you don't be on time for anything in life, your son won't have a chance in life. You know what I'm saying? And he basically was just saying that you pass down the mentality of how you move and how you think to your child. So if you always late, he's gonna be late, and his kid's gonna be late, and then you start a generation of late people in your family, and then you get behind on life. You know, and you always operating from behind and never in the beginning or in front of. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those two things I could think off the top of my head that I've learned from two of my mentors. You know.
Okay. That's what's up. So, like, before we get into the music, I know you do like motivational speaking.
Right.
Yeah, like real talk. And I want to put this on camera, bro. I want to document this. That, like you, it's called motivational speaking when people do it on camera and they talking for the gram. But you are a walking, living, breathing motivational speaker on a regular basis,
bro.
Like for real.
I ain't asked for this, bro. Like real talk.
Yeah.
Like all these accolades, I'm appreciative. But I swear sometimes when I be talking to God, I be like, I just want to rap, bro. Like I just really want to do music. I don't. It done been times I done told him I don't want all of the rest of this. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, I love music.
I think it's your heart though, Boxx. Like when we didn't have
real conversations.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you always end it on a high note.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all the negative stuff on anything. If you're down, you like, nah, bro, we gotta, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's always on that up and up.
It got to be, bro. That's naturally. That's not like I've had people that have told me, you just so freaking optimistic all the time, and you just and it's to the point. I guess they was trying to tell me like, if it's a facade, you can cut it out. Like you ain't. And I'm like, no, this really
That's
me.
That's really you. Exactly.
Like I can't be negative.
Right. Like it can rain and be like, oh man, it rained. Box be like, well, it's gonna dry back up.
Yeah. Or somebody could not literally, but you know, I hear the analogy people use. Somebody could spit in my face and I could say it's raining. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about somebody doing that to me literally, but like I find a way to see the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's a gift and a curse within itself. But you know, that's just naturally me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have to be on the up and up, and just being optimistic has gotten me far in life. You know. So, but we've had a lot of conversations, and you're right. It's just I gotta end it on. That's even my songs, my heartfelt records. I don't just even when I make pain records, the record gotta end with a solution.
Yeah.
It can't just be we was in a struggle and that was just it. Like, man, I'm gonna give them something in my music to help them get through. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me.
Let me pick your brain for a second. So you good with giving people advice. You good with talking, speaking, public speaking. But like, how is it for Boxx when Boxx is alone and Boxx is going through something and Boxx need that uplifting word?
That's a good question too, man. You asked some good questions. Oh man, you know, I like being in solitude. You know, that's why I go to recharge. I'm the strength for a lot of people. You know, I don't like people seeing me cry or weak or wounded. You know what I'm saying? So when I do have to go to that place, I might go run on the levee and shed some tears, or I might, you know, if I'm in the car and I might have to punch the steering wheel, or I might have to scream at the top of my lungs, or whatever it is, or go write a few songs. But when I'm alone, you know, that's when I get rejuvenated, and then I come back out with my cape on again. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't really have a lot of people that I confide in when I have a lot of personal things going on. You know, and I go through stuff. That's what I meant about earlier when I say people say I'm optimistic a lot. I guess the perception be you don't go through anything like we go through things, and I'm like, shit, if you only knew the how.
Right.
You know, but I just don't sit in the funk. You know, so when I have a situation, and most of the time we be tripping because it be things outside of our control. You know, but when it's something that I can control, I go in my quiet place. You know, I'm very spiritual. I got a great relationship with God. I pray first and foremost, and after I pray, man, I go see what I can control. And the rest that I can't control, I kind of give it to God, and then I keep it pushing, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I do.
That's what's up, man. So what is mostly like your recharging moment? Like, what's your aha moment? Once you got it figured out, what brings you back to 10?
Music.
I'm
like,
so happy you said that.
Music, for real. Like, music is cathartic, and I didn't know what that word meant.
Teach me. What's that?
Cathartic. It's a healing process, meaning when you do whatever it is that you do, that does heal you. So when I go through something, let me not use that. When I grow through something, you know, when I'm writing, the writing part is already healing me. Before the song even get recorded, the simple fact that I got the record out. I got a record on my mixtape Pandemic Pressure called Blinded by Ambition. That was a real record. You know what I'm saying? And when I went and wrote that record, I think my godmother Renee, she had just flashed out on me about something that had nothing to do with me. I had just gotten to it with my mom before Renee flashed out on me, and then I took all of that energy and I flashed out on my road manager Tony. You know what I'm saying? And then I sat in the car and I'm like, damn, look at how all this energy just exchanged. Now what I'm gonna do? Cause I'm sitting with the bad energy. So I wrote Blinded by Ambition. Is basically a song about me getting in my own way. And I called my road manager back and I apologized to him. And then Renee came back and apologized to me, and everything came around full circle. But by the time I finished writing the song, the energy had released because I wrote the record. I got it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who knows where I would be if I didn't have, God first and foremost, but music. I know a lot of people contemplate suicide. They deal with mental health problems, mental illness. But I don't. I think I probably would have had some of those things if I didn't have music to run to and heal me. Right. So every time I write, it's healing. You know what I'm saying? Literally. If I got a problem, I go write. I go write a song.
Right, man. I'm happy you brought up pandemic pressure. That was gonna be my next thing, man.
Yeah.
So it's dope, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Definitely want to throw that out there.
Appreciate it.
A song that stuck out to me, bro, and I don't know if you remember telling me this story, but I remember it. I'm gonna start off like this. A lot of people may not know you pretty much grew up right by Boosie.
Right.
Right by
right across the street.
Yeah, you could see the house. You know what
Right.
I'm saying, from where you were.
Right.
So you told me a story, if you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? You I think it was a story you say he had came and he wanted to use your bike or something.
Yeah. So that dynamic is weird. So let me explain you. I'm from Sherwood. I always gotta, shout my hood out.
Right.
Cause anybody that know Baton Rouge, they'll automatically think from looking at this that Boxx saying he from the South. No. Sherwood, I grew up in Sherwood, but every weekend I would go to South Baton Rouge to spend a night at my auntie Pat house and play with my cousin Leonard. Well, Boosie's grandmother stayed across the street on Garfield Street from my auntie Pat. So as a kid, 13 years old, on up to me becoming an adult, that was always the house I went to on the weekends. I'm talking literally when the summer would hit, the last day of school, auntie Pat coming to get me. And then I would stay there all throughout the summer too. So you gotta think I spent all my summers in South Baton Rouge and every weekend during the school year in South Baton Rouge. And I would see Boosie as I would grow up. Well, yeah, he would come when he was hustling. That's when he was a kid. He had a bandana on, like how you seen on his first album when he had the South behind him and he had the jean jacket on with the bandana. He literally looked like that on a daily basis when he was hustling. And he would come ask for a bike. I guess he would go do his thing, and then he would come return the bike back. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, he wasn't Boosie that we know. You know what I'm saying? He just was a kid from the neighborhood that was hustling, that you heard could rap, but he hadn't dropped the album to my knowledge or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But over the years, as I would visit my auntie house, obviously I was like, man, that's the dude who used to ask for my bike, and I seen him transcend. And
That right there. When you seen that transition with your own eyes,
right,
did that kind of put more fire?
Yes, I already know what you asked. It 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's tangible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I got the song "Letter to Boosie" on my mixtape.
Definitely want to.
Okay. I would see him. You see a kid riding a bike, and then you see him pulling up in these different cars, and you can't differentiate between did these cars come from street money, 9 to 5, or rap money. You just seeing that this person not riding a bike no more.
Right.
Then you hearing their music in everybody's car, so now this person is a local star, and then you seeing them come to the South, and everybody love him. Like he's literally like
they gravitate.
He's like the Jesus of his neighborhood. Like literally all they play. I've never seen a more loyal hood. Like you talking about me, I literally used to be in the South every weekend. Even when he wasn't there and he was on the road, the whole street would play his music when he wasn't there. That's how loyal they was to him. So somebody else could look at that as hating. I looked at it as motive. I'm like, if he could do it, I could do it.
Right.
And then it got to the point I started doing it. Like when you see me with Candace. Then his cousins and all his family, shout out to Uncle Heavy, Uncle Tony, all his people knew me. Me and Boosie has never met, but all his people know me.
Right.
And they know my auntie. She did everybody hair in the neighborhood and pierced everybody's ears. But I say all that to say, it got to the point where I started doing a lot of shows. And when I would see Boosie leaving out and I'm dapping his little cousins up, telling them, they would be like, oh man, Boo got a show in Lafayette or Boo got a show in Texas. And when he leaving out for his shows, I'm leaving out for my shows. Yeah. Now mine might be local and his might be out of town, but we both was grinding, doing what we love.
Right.
And I would just use him as motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's like purely what I got from your song Letter to Boosie.
Yeah.
Like,
it was an admiration record.
Bro,
it wasn't
was
a clout chasing record.
Nah, it wasn't. It was heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt it. Like you even told him like you proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you put it into words, I could tell you. It probably took a minute writing that song. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know a dope story?
What?
So, me and my girl had got into it that night. So I had started writing the record, but I had only wrote like 4 bars. Mm-hmm. Me and her got into it about something stupid. I forgot what it was. And I got so mad, like I was so mad at the argument that I had to channel. Remember I said cathartic. I had to channel the energy. I'm like, I just was so mad I wanted to channel the energy. So I'm like, man, I'm finna sit in the car and write this song.
Yeah, to do something with it. Yeah.
So I go sit in the car and I start penning it. Yeah. Now I could have wrote a song about what we had just got into, but I said, let me channel this energy into a record. It don't matter what kind. But then I'm a real artist. I took it a step further.
Come on.
My auntie, the house in South Baton Rouge, who stayed across the street from Boosie, she been passed years ago. She passed due to cancer. But my cousin, which is her grandson, Leonard, me and him still like 2 amigos. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I called him and asked him, could I come stay at the crib just because I wanted to have that feeling of being in the South again. Okay. So I said it wouldn't be right if I didn't finish Letter to Boosie, writing the rest of the song.
Where you feel the passion.
You know what I'm saying?
Song.
I went to where I used to stay at, you know, because at a period of time when I got expelled from school, that same auntie took me in. So I went in the den where she used to do hair and I finished writing the record just to be in the space of when I used to see him out the windows at that same house.
Come on.
I didn't have to do that, but my cousin let me come stay there that night, and I finished the record. And before I went to sleep, I said, yeah, this, and I knew it was the type of record where it didn't need no hook. It just needed to be a letter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Man, you been saying that tag for years, bro.
Yes, you know. I done got more mature, so the is a little bit more bass in it. But it's if you know and you're a real Boxx fan, I'm finna come on the track and I'm finna handle my business.
Bro, speaking of that, back in the day, I'm gonna say Lil Boxx.
Lil Boxx, yeah.
Lil Boxx, you had a certain cadence. Back then, you had a specific cadence.
Okay.
It was dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? But you spitting.
Right.
But you had that
certain rhyme pattern.
Yeah, you knew that was Boxx on that verse right there.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, outside looking in, I knew that's Boxx.
Okay, that's what's up. I ain't know that. I ain't never had nobody tell me
Pandemic Pressure though?
Yeah. Pandemic Pressure though?
Yeah, when that came on, I was like, Boxx really elevated his flow. Like, he really elevated lyricalness.
Yo.
He didn't elevated styles. I feel like you experimented with certain styles that you probably would have never did back in the day. You was like, you had one you went fast on.
Yeah.
And kept going.
Yeah.
I'm like, he ain't take a breath yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you really like came in and say, I'm about to do this. You know what I'm saying? You really put an album together. You really put together a piece of work.
I appreciate that.
Like every line, I could tell it was a bar. If it didn't go, you probably threw the paper away.
Yeah.
Went back, and you know what I'm saying. That's the artist ear in me. I can just tell. You picked it's very polished.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Bro.
You know what I'm saying. But I do want to ask, who was you mad at on the first song?
The intro.
Oh God, I ain't never heard you that, man. I was like, bro,
man. I wasn't mad at nobody, but I knew I needed to set the tone.
You set the tone on that bitch.
I'm going to give a majority of that to Tony, my road manager. That's my dog. That was the first studio session ever where Tony was in the studio with me. He never been in the studio. So he like naturally a hype man. Yeah. So while I'm in the booth, Tony like, give me some more passion. Give me some more. He was coaching me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I already knew I was gonna go in and deliver that record like that, but it's different when somebody in there by the booth telling you, yeah, more passion, more. So you can hear it. You can hear the aggression when I'm rapping. I'm like, I knew the rest of the mixtape was gonna be fire, so I said this first track gotta reel people in to make them even say I want to listen to the rest of it.
Right. When
I wasn't mad at nobody though.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I heard it, I was like, I ain't never heard Boxx come that aggressive on the track.
Yeah.
It was very aggressive.
Very.
You know
like
what I'm
a
saying?
pit bull.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't bite your tongue. You said what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow, okay. Raw.
Yo.
Next track. Whole nother flow.
Yeah.
Next track. A whole nother flow.
Shout out to DJ PK1.
Shout out to PK.
He executive. He put them songs in order.
Come on.
I made all the records, wrote all the lyrics and stuff, but his ear, I say, let me get out of my own way, and he understands. You an artist too. He understand BPMs and flow, so he say, Boxx, just trust me. Let me put the songs in the order. So even though the flows were switched up,
when PK say something, listen.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not.
You heard that, PK?
Right.
You heard that? He gave your props.
Man, I
when
love
PK,
man.
all artists, if you rock with PK1, if he makes a suggestion, that brother is solid, and he really knows what he's doing, and he has an ear. So yes, when PK
he don't
says
have to do it. He don't have to tell you what he tell you.
He's for the artist though. PK1 is one DJ I can honestly, not saying all the other DJs are not, but PK is for the artist. If the artist is getting a short hand of the stick, PK is pulling out. He not rocking with people that's taking advantage of the artist. So shout out to DJ PK1.
What made you reach back to PK?
Oh man,
because I mean, this not your first project with PK, is it?
This is my first project with PK, but a lot of people know me and PK for doing my birthday bashes together. So PK has always been that DJ that has put his arm around me and championed me. So it really was. I know people probably like, man, he represent God, but like it really wasn't nothing but God. Like I knew I was ready to stick my foot back into the music.
Right.
And I called PK. I didn't know PK was out of town. I knew he had took a hiatus from the music.
Right.
But I didn't know why. I didn't know it was health reasons. I didn't know that he was making a comeback. So when I was calling him to just check on him, not for him to do my tape, he was telling me he was coming back to Baton Rouge.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, well, shit, we need to get some work in. Mm-hmm. I didn't even have plans on making Pandemic Pressure. Pandemic Pressure started with 2 songs, and then I'm like...
When I seen that PK was working with you on your project, I'm like, damn, he reached all the way back and got... Yeah.
But it only was right, because he had been supporting me, and shout out to all the other DJs, especially the GO DJs, but he always was that DJ that championed me at the open mics and things like that, so, you know, I'm like, you need to do this project. Mm-hmm. And the project came out dope. You know, for anybody that's watching this, is on all mixtape platforms, Spin Real, all that good stuff. My mixtapes, everything.
You know.
You know.
Yeah, man. So I know you're making a move.
I am.
You know what I'm saying? You got that project, got that single out. I mean,
yeah.
How's that doing? How's that going for you?
It's picking up, man. You know, we've been working in 10 months. I just put my head down, got in the clubs with the DJs, worked it that way, made the phone start ringing. Mm-hmm. Make a mood challenge on TikTok. But it's just so much more you can do with a song. So, man, now me and the team, we are planning to take the record to the next level in terms of marketing. But, man, it's been doing good in the streets. Like I said, got the phone ringing. So it's paying some bills. You know, it's bringing some revenue in. But, you know, the goal is to make that record global. I knew that was a hit before I even put the lyrics on it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Be Real on the hook. Yeah,
shout out to Be Real, man. So in this high pace world that we live in now, social media and everything.
Right.
And like you just said, a song can only go so far. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What's next after Make a Move? Because you've been making a move, I'll say, for a good 4 or 5 solid months now, I want to say.
Yeah, probably.
Looking in.
What's next? I know some people.
Let me tell you why I asked you that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's because you got a lot of singles on your album.
Okay, that's the artist in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just the I can hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Make them. Alright. So Make a Move I feel is a worldwide hit, but it's the first record that resonated with my city from me. Mm-hmm. You know, anybody that's a real Boxx fan, most of my records I've made have always been global. When I write a record, I ask myself, will this get me booked at a wedding? Will this get me booked at overseas? Will it get me booked in the US? Not for every song. Some songs are strictly for who it's gonna be for, but most of the time my music is universal. Yeah. Make a Move was the first record that I felt I hit on all cylinders. I had a Baton Rouge type sound with my city could rock with it, but the song is worldwide enough to where everybody can accept it, even if they not from Baton Rouge. Right. I was lyrical on the verses where MCs and people who love lyricism were respected, but I was simple enough and catchy enough on the hook to where people that are not into lyricism, they more into a vibe, they could rock with it. So I felt like, that was the record that I needed to go with. But like you say, I got so many smashes on the mixtape, bro, but I think those songs are for bigger markets.
Bro, speaking of markets, man, who does Boxx The Hungry Genius speak for? Like, who are you the voice for? When you make a song, who do you think you speaking for?
I speak for the misfits. I speak for the hidden gems. I speak for the underdogs. I speak for the people who are talented, the people who, and I'm not just talking music, the people that might work that 9-to-5 job that are undervalued, the hustlers that might be given a little bit more, but the light not shining on them yet. You know what I'm saying? I speak for the people that's giving that extra, but nobody sees their potential just yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting people know, hey man, your time eventually will come. There's a reason why God has you in obscurity. Come on. Sometimes he's hiding you to prepare you for when the light hits you, Right. So I represent those people, and those people come up to me. I got everybody from D-boys in the streets that come up to me, to people that work 9-to-5 jobs, to women, to people all over saying, man, these heartfelt songs either touch me, or man, that record right there, man, I play this it's so crazy, man. My music is inspirational. Even when I make club or street records, people be like, man, I listen to your stuff running in the morning, or come on, this song put me in a happy mood. Right. Make a Move is a spiritual record. You can't listen to it and not want to move. Come on. The beat is spiritual. I just had to put the words to it. Come on, man. So just helping people with that, that's more than a bag for a show. That give me chills,
That's what's up, man. I want to ask you, this is a 2-part question.
Okay.
What is your mission, and what do you want your legacy to be?
My mission is to be heard, My mission is to be heard and to inspire people with my music around the world, right? I think the cliche thing would have been to say to make a lot of money. Now, of course, to make a lot of money while I'm doing that. But there's no feeling like pulling up at the red light and you hear somebody bumping your music, or when you're on stage and people chanting your song, or you hear about people talking about you through the grapevine of how good your music is. That's a feeling you can't pay for. So to be heard, right? And then your second question you asked me is, what do I want my legacy to be? First and foremost, that I always believed in God. Like, that's my dog, you know what I'm saying? He with me through the ups and downs. Number 2, you know what I'm saying, I'm a father to my son. I'm a great father, Number 3, I'm a man of integrity. I stand on morals and principles. And the last thing, I love music. I love music to death, and I love people. You know what I'm saying? I love music and I love people. So it's not one way I can answer what do I want my legacy to be, but overall, I guess just the people to know that I was a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? I am a man of the people. And I always bet on myself,
No pun intended. We ain't gonna act like you ain't got a song talking about betting on yourself.
Facts. All bets on me.
All bets on me. Okay. Man, my last question, bro, is it's a question that we ask everybody.
Right.
And as you know, the name of the show is Dominant Roller TV.
Okay.
I want to ask you, what makes you dominant? And you can take it wherever you want. It could be as a man, as an artist.
Two things. My consistency and my humility. You know, I've had people come and tell me in my career, Boxx, man, you go so hard, you too humble, you know. Nice guys finish last, or you should drop your nuts, man, be a little bit more arrogant, woo, right? I've had people tell me that. But I'm gonna add something to that. They say nice guys finish last, and I say nice guys finish last, but in the Bible it say the last shall come first. You know what I'm saying? So my humility, you know, my ability to know who I am when I walk into a room and know how much power I have, but I don't have to flaunt it. And when you have a lot of humility, man, you know, not only do people respect you, but doors open for you, and it humbles you enough to always keep yourself in check to where, you know, I don't know it all. A person with humility gonna always keep learning. Somebody that's not humble, they think they know it all, right? And like I say, the second thing is consistency. One thing that anybody will tell you about Boxx is I'm very consistent. And you know, I heard Jim Jones say this. He say when you don't feel motivated, just stay consistent. You know, and that's true. Sometimes you might not feel like doing whatever it is you need to do, but if you just stay consistent, it'll always work out for you. So my consistency and my humility is what makes me dominant. And I think anybody that's consistent, and they have a spirit of humility, they'll really get, eventually in due time, they'll get anything that they want.
Those are great words, bro. Real talk, man.
I appreciate that.
For real. Before we close out, man, let the people know what you have coming out. Let them know about the pandemic pressure. Let them know about the website. Let them know about the Instagram. Everything, man. Whatever you got going on, you throw it out there. Let them know what's up, man.
Man, Instagram, BOXX_hungry. Facebook, you can type in Boxx The Hungry Genius. The website, if you want to just find me at one central location, www.vote4boxx.com. Right now we got the No Crumbs Left on the Table campaign out. I'm going into these small towns. I'm going into these markets. I'm kissing babies. I'm hugging people. I'm building a fan base, you know. That's what's really huge right now. Right now I'm working on the Hustle Valley 2 Pandemic Pressure album. The mixtape is out right now on all mixtape platforms, but the album is going to be on major platforms, and that's going to be real dope, so be on the lookout for that. And right now, man, our goal is just to keep building one fan at a time, one city at a time, one promoter at a time, one DJ at a time, and that's really what the focus is, bro. So that's what we locked in. We building. Already, Hungry Boy Records.
Alright, man. Hey, it's a pleasure doing this interview with you, bro. Long time coming. We should have been did this.
Hey,
but
man.
Everything's in due time.
Timing. I appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you. Keep working, keep grinding, bro. I've seen your progression as well. So it's an honor for me to be doing this, man. And for anybody watching this, man, I just want to lead them with bet on yourself. Nobody coming to save you. The world don't care about your problems. You have to always depend on you. You know, the risk taker is always the decision maker. You got to remember that. And, you know, I guess, you know, always bet on yourself. And for all the artists, go learn the music business. Go learn the music business. Go to Barnes & Nobles. Get everything I need to know about the music business book. Research Wendy Day on YouTube. And go learn the business. You making the art, but you got to learn the business. So that's what I want to end it with, man. Bet on yourself, and if you're an artist, go learn the business. Shout out to Dominant Roller TV. You know.